Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome, one and all. It's another episode of Magic Universe with Sharonah, and I'm so happy that you are joining me here today. This little radio show is all about awakening and embracing your interpersonal power and self confidence, as well as shining your light and creating magic and miracles in all areas of your life simply by using such wonderful spiritual tools as tarot and of course a little bit of help from your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, hey, even yourself in a past reincarnation. Who knows? But mostly it's all about working with the divine and loving conscious energy of the magic universe that, yes, we all are each a part of. So, are you ready to live your magic? Are you ready to be who you really are? Well, then, folks, you're going to want to join me. During this hour, I'm going to invite you all to step into your power and awaken your true magic. So, why don't you grab yourself a cup of tea and settle in because I know that this is going to be a fun and absolutely magical hour. Okay, folks, to tell you a little bit about myself before we get started, I'm Sharonah, and I am the radio host of Magic Universe right here on Psychic Talk Radio Network. Want to know a little bit about me? I'm a tarot master reader, I'm a teacher and a scholar too, and I'm also an angel Reiki master and a spiritual life and business coach and a teacher of the magical and intuitive arts. And I love sharing with you such tools as tarot, astrology, numerology, and much, much more. It all helps me and my dear friends to manifest the life of our dreams. So, what are your dreams, my listeners? Is there something that you yearn to create or manifest? Remember, you can call into this show and I will pull some cards to help you on your journey. Now, just to let you know, I am coming to you live from the Big Apple, New York City, where today it is an absolutely beautiful, cold, sunny day and a lot going on in the sky. 4 days ago, the sun entered the astrological sign of Sagittarius, and tonight the moon is going to be moving from Taurus into Gemini, and guess what? Tomorrow night we have a full moon coming up. So keep your eyes on the sky. Some cool stuff will be happening there. Okay, so just to let you know, Magic Universe with Sharonah is a live call-in radio show. And here we talk about many topics, things like angels, energy healing, tarot and oracle cards, astrology, and also about synchronicity. But mostly what we talk about is how to embrace your personal magic, how to raise your energy so that you have good high vibrations. And the reason for that is when you're in that state, you will be able to create more love and magic into your life. And one of the favorite things that I absolutely love to do is I like to introduce my listeners and members of this community to wonderful people. And today I am so happy. We have a really special guest. She's my friend, mentor, buddy. We're going to have on Theresa Reed. And afterwards, after we do the interview, if you're waiting in line, I will be talking to and pulling some cards for folks. So if you want to for me to pick up your call, thing that you need to do, because I see there are a lot of you on the switchboard, make sure that you click the number 1 once you get in, because that'll raise your little symbol on the switchboard so that I know that you want me to take your call, because I know some of you are just listening, which is fine too. And just want to give you that number again. The phone number is 914-816-4628. Now that's just to listen. If you do want to be live on the air, remember you got to press that number 1 on the phone keypad. And of course, that'll let me know that you want me to take your call. And I do take calls in the order that they are received. So don't hang up because you'll lose your spot in the line. Now, another thing is you can also join us in the chat room. And you want to go to the tarotguild.com/chat. And you can go into there. I'll be checking in there to see if there's any questions, and also look at all the fun stuff that people are doing in there while I'm putting on the show. There's always usually a cool conversation going on in there. And just to let you know, the tarotguild.com is one of our sponsors. And you want to check that out because there are a lot of fabulous folks there. And we do a lot of wonderful free workshops on tarot and all those cool things. We're always putting on some kind of show in there. And of course, one of our other sponsors is the Psychic Talk Radio Network, which is the one and only radio with spirit. So you do want to go there. You want to go to psychictalk.net. You'll learn more about our upcoming shows, our hosts, and all the things that we're doing. And also want to let you know that when I am not here on the airwaves, the best way to reach me is you want to go to Sharonah, that's Sharonah with an H at the end, at psychictalk.net. And you can always send me an email over there if you have a question or, anything that's on your mind. If you'd like to be on the show, or if there's someone that you want me to look into having on the show, please, please, please use that email. Okay, folks, so we are going to get ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to bring on our guest, but let me just tell you a little something about her. Okay, I'm so excited. I am so excited to bring Theresa Reed, the Tarot Lady, here to you, my little show. Theresa Reed is a world-renowned tarot reader and expert who has been reading and teaching tarot for close to 30 years. And she is also the author of some of my favorite books. They're all on my bookshelf. Some of her books include Twist Your Fate, Manifest Success with Astrology and Tarot. Another one of her books is Tarot, No Questions Asked. She also has a wonderful tarot coloring book. She developed an absolutely beautiful deck, Tarot for Kids, and it's not just for kids. It's right here on my table. So if you catch me for a reading, I might be reading from her Tarot from Kids deck. She's also the author of Astrology for Real Life and the co-author of Tarot for Troubled Times. Now, she just wrote a new book. It's absolutely fabulous. You're going to want to have this in your library. And the book is The Cards You Are Dealt: How to Deal When Life Gets Real. Okay, and the title of that book says it all. So we definitely need this guidebook in today's difficult as well as challenging times. So everybody, let's give a big welcome to Theresa Reed. Hello. Hi, Theresa.
Hi, Sharonah. Can you hear me?
Thank you for joining. I can hear you loud and clear. And I think we got the broadcast working. It's always surprises. So we're rocking and rolling and recording. So you sound loud and clear. Thank you for joining me today and joining our audience.
Well, thank you for having me, Sharonah. I like any excuse to talk to you. So It's always good when an Aries and a Gemini get together.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We get into some serious mischief. So that could be fun. But let's begin. I know we're going to be talking about your brand new guidebook, but I always start off. How did you get started in tarot, and how do you shine your light when you do it?
That's a great question. I always love origin stories. I love hearing how musicians get into music, artists get into art. Anybody who has a passion for something, how did you get into it? What drove you there? And I can say with tarot, there's so many things that drove me there, but I always like to say that it kind of found me. I grew up in a household that where the mystical side of life was not looked at as something weird. My mother and grandmother were both very psychic. My other grandmother was very superstitious, super religious. So our household was the perfect breeding ground for that sort of thing. And I was always a very intuitive child. I was super precocious and very interested in trying to figure out, what is this thing called life? Why am I the way I am? Why do I feel like an alien everywhere I go? So, I was always searching for answers. And I remember too, when I was a kid, my mother used to get the National Enquirer, and I would see these articles in there, these advertisements about, like all these witchy things. And I remember seeing movies with, you know, tarot cards and all of that. So those things were also part of my consciousness. And I was always drawn to like super witchy things too. And I used to also remember too, the Farmer's Almanac was a big thing. I mean, my family are farm folks, so there were farmers almanacs laying around, and I was just talking to my sister last night about it, how we would be so obsessed with them, with all their ads and their things about weather and all that information about moon. So, all that stuff was like in my consciousness. And when I was a teenager, I was a typical, very angsty teenager, and I had the good fortune of having a friend whose mother happened to be an astrologer, which was really weird since we lived in a rural area. And she ended up doing my astrology chart, and I just was blown away by it. I thought, well, now this is answering a lot more questions than anything else in my world. And so I began studying astrology. And what happened was one of these weird, rare outings to the mall, I went into Walden Books. Walden Books doesn't exist anymore, but you might remember that. That's from our era. And I
Yeah.
walked in there going to the astrology section, the metaphysical section. It was very tiny, but I thought I'm going to get some more astrology books. And I saw a tarot deck, and I was instantly like, oh, captivated. I've seen this before. Ooh, I got to take this home. And so I took it home, and I just fell in love with the tarot immediately. It was like love at first sight. As soon as I had those cards in my hands, I became absolutely obsessed with them. And so since that time, and this has been now over 40 years, I've had a deck in my hands. I've had an ephemeris in the other hand, and I've been, a passionate student of tarot and astrology. And I just am so grateful to have both of these tools in my life because I think they've really made a huge difference. So that's the nutshell version of things. And how do I shine a light? Well, my goal is to make this stuff accessible, because I remember when I was back in the day, there were astrology books, but most of them were very dry. They were hard to understand. You had to do all your charts by hand. And with tarot, there wasn't a lot of information. I had no mentors, teachers. I was in a rural area. There's nothing like that out there. And so learning the information was hard. You had to really want to learn it in order to get it. I mean, nowadays people have it lucky because there is the internet, and you can get so many decks, so many books, and there's so many different unique voices expressing different astrological and tarot principles. So you've got a wealth of stuff, but there's still a thing that makes it sometimes feel intimidating. And I remember feeling like that. And so one of the things I want people to know is, hey, you can learn this, and you can learn how to use these tools to help yourself and to make your life better. And I'm going to show you how. And I'm going to show you in a way that's going to be fun, and it's not going to be dry, and it's not going to make you feel like you're too dumb to get it, because you can get it. And I think that was one of the things when I started out. I felt like, oh my God, I'm never gonna get this.
And you can learn.
And I don't want people to feel like that. I want to put tarot and astrology in the hands of everybody so they can use it if they choose to use it. I mean, not everybody's into it, and I'm cool with that too. I'm never trying to be a convert. I just want to educate people and really help them again understand that they can do this, that I got you. I got you. You got this.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. One thing that we always talk about is, where else can you carry in your pocket such a powerful thing as the tarot that can really be a beneficial personal development tool. And it sounds like you got the other pocket filled too. You got your astrology, your ephemeris there. And that's one of the things that I find that is unique about your practice is how seamlessly you merge the two things together, and just really give so much information. What is your favorite way of shining your light and helping others?
Oh, well, first of all, again, teaching people and showing them that they can use these tools. I spent many, many years reading for the public. I don't read for the public any longer. I stopped it to focus on teaching and writing. And that is where, I'm happiest. I love to write. I love to teach. And I'm of the philosophy that, okay, I can read your cards, but I really actually want to teach you to do it. So that it's kind of like that fishing parable, right? I can make you a fish dinner, or I can teach you how to fish, and now you're going to be fed for life. So the way I shine my light is really by educating people in a fun and friendly way, by making tarot really accessible, down to earth, very modern, very hip. I take the arcane out of it. And also, I am one of those people that tell people also, you got to do it your way. I'm very much about individualism. I don't like one hard set of rules. I'm not into that. By politics, I'm an anarchist, so I don't like the rules. I'm always about, oh, no. Everybody's an individual. We're not free till we're all free, and we all got to figure out how to do this in a way that frees our spirit. So if you want to do, astrology was whole signs, and if you want to do Hellenistic, or if you want to do Placidus and you're into something really modern, if you're into transits, if you're into tarot as a self-development tool, if you want to do straight up divination, if you want to use it to talk to the dead, I don't care. I'm open-minded to all of it. I'm not rigid. It's like, let's be individuals. Let's let everybody kind of do their thing the way they want to do it. Does that mean there aren't any rules to tarot? Well, there's some rules to tarot. There's structure to it, but we have to be individuals in that. So I always hope to shine a light that way by really doing things my own way. It's really funny when I was reading tarot so many years ago, I would have people saying, well, you kind of express yourself in a very different way. I think people have a stereotype of what tarot readers are like. And the stereotype, we're all wearing costumes. We're going to talk in arcane language. We're going to be spooky. And people would come and they'd see that, no, I'm just wearing plain clothes. I'm not wearing a costume. I'm not fancy. My lingo's not fancy. I'm not going to talk over your head. I'm going to use pop culture references because that's who I am. And there are a lot of people who really like that because it was refreshing. But then there were people who didn't like it because they're like, well, she's talking like a teenager, or because I wasn't putting on a show. Some people were disappointed. They thought, oh my God, like, what do you think you're coming here for? So I would say how I shine a light is I shine a light on it in the very individual, in my own individualistic way. And I encourage other people, you do it your way. No rules. Do it your way. Do your thing.
Yeah, yep. Be authentic. Your light is different from all the other lights out there. So, definitely what is powerful is that when we are authentic and unique. And I know that everyone wants to hear more about your book. Uh, your book, I mean, you have so many books. I got to say which book we're talking about. Your tarot guidebook, The Cards You're Dealt, How to Deal When Life Gets Real. You know, that rhymes. I love that. You're a poet too. So what prompted you to write this wonderful book?
Thank you. That book is very near and dear to my heart because, for many reasons. One reason was because much of what comes to the tarot table isn't what people expect. Again, the public is very misinformed. They think that we're sitting here in costumes just talking about the tall, dark stranger that's going to come to your door and sweep you off your feet and put that glass shoe on your foot. And, you know, people do come to tarot a lot for love readings, but there are so many other topics that come to a tarot reader. And a lot of times people come when they're in pain. They come when they're going through something really hard. And why are we never talking about that? Why are we only talking about the quote unquote entertaining part or the predictions that come true? Why are we not talking about this heavy stuff? I never found any resources on it. And what was really odd is I was doing a lot of readings about these topics. You know, for some reason, I tend to be really good at talking about things like illness and death and caregiving, and partly because I've dealt with those things on my own. You know, since I've been very young, there's always been these really heavy things happening in our family with death and illness and all of that. So I've played those roles many, many times. I'm still currently playing those roles. You know, and there was just no tarot books on it. And I'm like, that's really odd. I'm doing all these spreads, I'm creating spreads, I'm working with people. How come no one's writing about this? And so one of the things I approached my publisher and said, listen, I want to write a book about tarot for grief, illness, and caregiving. I think there needs to be a book on this, a book so that folks can like learn how to use tarot for themselves if they're working through these hard situations, but also for professionals to learn how to give readings on these topics without causing harm. That was the other thing that I would witness is sometimes tarot readers, and listen, when I was starting out and I was a young green reader, I made plenty of mistakes. That's how I learned. But I've also witnessed some readers out there giving information to people, and I'm like, oh my God, you are messing this person up. That is not how to deliver this information. And so the other thing that was important to me was showing readers, look, here's how you have to handle these situations so that you heal and support rather than put fear into people or, you know, inadvertently say things that don't allow the conversation to keep going. I think tarot's a two-way street. Oftentimes it's a conversation about things, you know, but these topics make people uncomfortable. What happens when we're uncomfortable? We're saying right away we go to those platitudes. Well, everything happens for a reason. No, don't say that. That doesn't help anybody. Instead, we want to talk about what are you feeling, what's going through, and let's look at how tarot can help you with that. So that's really why I wanted to write the book. I mean, these are spreads I've used with clients, I've used with myself. This is wisdom that I've gleaned over my many, many years of reading for the public. And I just hope that I'm out there doing something to help folks who need to heal or who are sitting in the healer's seat and really want to make sure they're guiding people in a way that's for their highest good.
Yeah, it's it's so important what we say in that moment, and I always feel that as a tarot reader, we have a tremendous responsibility. We're almost like we're like our words really are important. They create in that situation. So, what are some of the things that are good to say? I mean, we know that you definitely don't want to say that everything happens for a reason. I mean, that
yes.
What can we say that what shouldn't we say, and what should we say as tarot readers?
Well, first of all, I will say, whenever somebody says everything happens for a reason, Oh my God, I sit there and I am clenching my teeth because again, I know that that is a statement that is meant to make people feel better. It's supposed to be spiritual, blah, blah, blah. But what happens when we say statements like that is we cut the conversation off. Now we're done.
Yeah.
Because grief, oh, wait, here's the thing, um, grief and illness and loss and like miscarriages, those are not sexy topics. And so oftentimes when people come to us and they're grieving, we get very uncomfortable because now we're feeling some things we don't like to feel. That's why we say these platitudes. And these are platitudes that we're all taught to say. And so we can't get down on people totally for saying those things, but we have to re-educate ourselves that those statements, they end the conversation. They don't help people feel that they can be safe talking about it. And what happens then is these topics become things that we just tuck away. Now, Megan Devine, who wrote "It's Not Okay, It's Okay That You're Not Okay," said, grief is like a mess that we have to clean up. And I always love that analogy, but my analogy is no way. I think it's more like a pile of laundry that you just want to fold and you want to put it in some closet and forget about it. Although eventually you're going to go in that closet and you're going to pull it out and say, oh my God, those pants that didn't fit from 1977, why are they still there? Because you didn't deal with it. So we have to be able to deal with these things, and tarot readers have to be able to help people by not just giving readings, but also being mindful about what we're saying. So for example, one of the things you don't want to say is, well, you manifested this through your negative thinking. I mean, that is like, no. You do not tell somebody that if they're dealing with an illness. I've heard people say that. I had that happen to me one time. I was going through something. I don't remember what I was going through anymore. But there was a well-meaning mystical person, and they said, well, you create your own reality. I said, what the hell does that mean? Because well, you brought this on by your negative thinking. I said, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Now you're blaming the victim. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's spiritual shaming. That's not good. I think that type of talk is very, very negative. I don't think that helps anybody. Saying things like, wow, you don't look sick. Well, first, to a sick person, don't say that because but not all ill people, quote unquote, look ill. I mean, these are things, again, we don't think of it. We think we're being positive. You don't look sick, or, everything happens for a reason, or if somebody loses a loved one, well, it's better that they're not suffering. Well, I mean, come on now, let's think about that. So what are some things that you should say? I'm sorry you're going through this. I'm here for you. I mean, that's very simple. Or let me know what you need and don't need. I love you, and I hate that you're going through this. I mean, these are such simple things that you can say that are going to be just much, much more helpful. Also, if you are a loved one and you've got someone who's going through something, here's a great suggestion. Instead of saying things, like that, you could say, hey, I'm free on Friday. Why don't I come over and give you a break? Offering to help people is amazing. That does so much more for people. I remember when my husband had his accident. He had an accident a couple of years ago, and broke his ribs, collapsed the lung, and he's got a lung condition, so he shouldn't be breaking anything with the ribs or collapsing lungs. It was a terrible, terrible situation, really super scary. And a whole bunch of my friends came together, and they sent us these beautiful necklaces. They sent us money, which we didn't need and we didn't ask for. And then we had a whole bunch of other friends send us gift cards for Grubhub so I didn't have to cook. And let me tell you something, I was blown away by the generosity. All of that stuff helped a lot. It meant a lot. And nobody was sitting there saying, oh, gee, everything happens for a reason. The people who really loved me came in and they supported me and my husband in the most beautiful way possible. So if you're not a tarot reader and you've got someone who's going through something, think like that. Think like what I can do to make this person's life better. Be a day maker. But if you're a tarot reader and you have someone sitting at your table and they're going through something really heavy, you certainly want to give them the space to talk. You want to keep it safe. You want to let them open up. You don't want to shame them if they have to shed some tears. You don't want to put fear into them with the reading. You really have to think about, okay, I'm not this person's loved one. What is the most loving way I can present information? And how can I show this person compassion and grace? How can I create the most sacred space so they feel that they can open up? These are the things we have to think about.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Well, just to give out the title of your book again, it's The Cards You're Dealt, How to Deal When Life Gets Real. And it's just a really beautiful little guidebook because it's a book that you can use to help yourself and you can help others, deal with, the difficult topics, death, illness, divorce, job loss, global tragedy, grief and all its forms. I mean, like, I always thought it was funny where someone would say, "Oh, I'm so upset I lost yada yada, whatever it was," and then someone would come back and say, "Oh, you're lucky that it wasn't this." No, whatever you're feeling in that moment, that's you don't need a reader or a friend to say to do the answer for that. So it's a wonderful book, even if you don't read tarot, because difficult moments come up all the time, and we want to be there. We don't want to say something that can be hurtful. And like all of your books, too, I think one of the things that I love the most is this is a book that also it has the tarot card meanings in it. And what I find interesting is these are, meanings for the cards, both, and you do both. I believe both the reverse and the right side up. Uh, it, what I love, like your book is so modern with the meanings. Like I love to get out my old books because I go back 40 years with this, so I have some books that are like 40 years ago. A meaning for a card is going to be different from what's going on today. So this is such a modern way of looking at it, and it's very easy to understand. Teresa, you write in a very, very good way, and you really, I love how you write about these things. And I know for those of you that are listening that are tarot readers or thinking about getting into tarot, this is a book, you don't have to be going through a bad time to buy this book because, we're all going to hit these crossroads. And your meanings in here are so spot on. And, the book is so wonderfully written and organized. So I know that people were going to want to buy this book and read it again and again. So thank you so much. But before we go, tell me what the other things that you're up to, because you do it all. I know you have a Patreon group, all those things. So tell everyone, we want to know about it.
Well, thank you, Sharonah. I mean, this has been so much fun talking to you. Like I said, any excuse to talk to you is always great. I've got a lot of different things for folks to help them. My Patreon, which you mentioned, this is where I do all the majority of my teaching. I teach classes in tarot, astrology, and also classes around business. And I do some mentoring for writers in that group. And also there is a daily card of the day. I do political astrology there. We do Hot Dates, which is a live event covering the important astrological information for the month. So there's a lot in Patreon. Even at the lowest tier, you get the card of the day, you get that hot date, you get political astrology, community tarot practice. It's a place for people who love tarot and love astrology. I'm there at the Tarot Lady. I also have a text message service that gives people real-time astrological transits, a daily tarot reading, and a daily audio digest. They can find that on my website, thetarotlady.com. I have the AstroBiz Digest, which is an astrology forecast for entrepreneurs. That's something I've been doing forever. I actually use astrology for my business, and let me tell you, it works. I never, ever make a business move without consulting the stars. And I say now everybody else can do it too. So that's another thing I offer. I have the Metaphysical Authors Confidential. That's my Substack. You can join for free, but of course, I always hope that people will upgrade to the paid subscription. And the Metaphysical Authors Confidential basically is a newsletter that covers the world of publishing and writing books and marketing books for metaphysical authors. There are lots of people out there that's going to teach you how to write a book, how to publish it, but metaphysical work is different. We have a very different genre, and I've written now 9 books, and my goal is like, okay, you've got 9 books in your belt. Let's help other people get their stuff out there in the world. So that's something, again, you can sign up for free. If you feel you want to join the paid, please do. The paid gives you access to the marketing posts, and also I'm going to be doing classes, quarterly classes there about writing. So we're going to be my first class is, I was going to do it this month, but I got to put it off because I'm still figuring out some tech stuff. But it's going to be about financial management for writers and creatives. And I think that's very important because so many of us think money is dirty, and it's really not. Money is something that you need to survive. So here's what you need to do to learn how to handle it wisely. So those are all the main things that I have going on. And of course, I've got my website, thetarolady.com. I've got free blog posts, lots of different things on there. And I've got 9 books out there. So I got a little something for everybody, Sharonah.
Good for you. We need more Theresa Reed. We need more. Yeah. Yeah. I love, I love the also astrology connection that you do. I am on your Patreon group, and I'm new to astrology, but I am learning so much there. And I guess we should let everyone know that, hey, in 2 weeks, guess what's coming up? Oh, good old Mercury retrograde. So different things like that.
And I gotta, yeah. Well, I got to tell you, Sharonah, last night I was like trying to get my Microsoft Word to work, and it was not having it. I was like cursing this thing, cursing the computer, and I'm like, Theresa, it's not even Mercury retrograde yet. It's not the Mercury. I don't even get to blame the planet. So that was actually my misfortune. But of course, the first thing I was thinking is like, oh yeah, Mercury. And yeah, well, you can't blame it, Theresa.
Yep, but it's good to know. It's like if it's if it's out there, you can't hide it. So you might as well work with it. And that's the thing that I love about whether it's astrology or tarot cards. It's kind of a GPS. I mean, like, why not make yourself available of all this good stuff? I mean, you don't have to go through it alone and just, feel that everything is a mystery and all that silly stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we talked about some really good stuff here, and you might want to can you give out your website again? Because you have the greatest website.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's so cool. So definitely give that out to the audience.
Yes, my website is thetarolady.com. That's where you can find links to everything, and including any upcoming classes, all my books, all my social media links. I'm mainly on Instagram, and Threads, which I love Threads. So you can definitely check me out there, and hope to see you all in my orbit soon.
Yeah, well, I know I love your Instagram and how you're on Mondays and Fridays. So, hey, folks, definitely check that out. A lot of good stuff going on there. And I want to thank you so much. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you so much for being my friend. Now you've got a whole bunch of new friends from all the people who are listening in. So get ready to do the thing. You do so well. You're such a great friend.
Well, Sharonah, just thank you so much for having me. I am just so delighted that we got to hobnob today. And thank you for being such a great friend and such a beautiful light in the tarot community. You do so much to spread the word of tarot and to shine a light on the tarot community. So I just really appreciate you being such an amazing steward. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Love you so much.
Same to you. I'm giving you a big hug from across this very cold, wintry landscape that we're on. So thank you again, Sharonah. Have an excellent rest of your show.
Thank you. Thank you. And a big hug for Benny, too. You guys got to tune into Instagram and you'll know who Benny is. I'm not going to tell you. You got to tune in and find out. Okie dokie. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, bye-bye. Okay, folks. Oh, my goodness. Look at what time it is. It is time for me to get into what is going to be coming up here on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. So just want to let you know that Friday, we'll have on the wonderful Catherine Hahn. She's talking about what is community today and why you are needed. So that kind of ties in with what we've been talking about. And then on next Saturday, December the 2nd, Mary Brown and Dax Carlisle will be back on the air. They're going to be talking about what's going on at the beginning of the month. And like Catherine, after they do their topic, they do free on the air guidance for everybody. And then on Sunday, December the 3rd, we have the Angelic View with the wonderful Maria G. Moss. And she'll be also doing some readings to support you all. And want to let you know that my next show will be coming up in 2 weeks on Sunday, December 10th. And my extra special guests will be Amy Zerner and Monty Farber. And they're going to be talking about the enchanted world that they live in. I mean, they have this husband and wife duel. They have brought so much beauty and hope and creativity to the world. So I know you want to tune into that. And like all shows, in the second half of the show, I will be, taking your calls, doing some readings if you'd like. But because this is a magical show, we especially love it when people call in and they want to talk about what they want to manifest, what they want to bring into the world. So if there's something that you want to create and put out there, definitely call in, because I'm going to ask you, what do you want to bring to the world? And we can do a reading around it. So without further ado, I am going to start taking some calls. So the person that has been waiting the longest is area code 651. What is your name and where are you calling from? Hi.
Hi, this is Christiana calling from Minnesota.
Hey, how you doing? What's the weather like in Minnesota?
It's cold and snowy.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that you called in today. Love you so much. And is there, I hope you're enjoying the show. Do you want me to pull some cards for you? Is there something that you want me to kind of shine a light on that you're doing or you're trying to do?
I start work in December, and I'm going to work as a shamanic practitioner at a holistic center in my hometown. And
awesome.
I'm just wondering how you see that going, the energy surrounding that.
Well, you're spreading love, so you know that you're going to be doing something really good. Let me just see what's going on around that. Oh, okay. So, this is a leap of faith that you're taking, and I'm getting go for it, because, of all the love and healing that you want to spread. I'm also getting that Okay, it's gonna happen really fast, as far as what you're doing, and it's just I'm getting that you don't, you're gonna do this, but you're gonna do this movement, but you're gonna, also stay grounded. You know, one of the things that when we do metaphysical work, sometimes we lose our balance. So I'm getting this thing that you want to maintain your balance. Because I see you're going to be very, very, very successful. But also this thing, don't forget to nourish yourself. Um, you know, be mindful of the time and what you're putting into it, and just be gentle with yourself. And I'm also getting a big shout out that uh, it's almost like you're going to be good at this. It's almost going to be like play. So it's going to happen fast. And
Okay.
hold on and take a deep breath and take good care of yourself.
Okay.
I hope that helps. Yeah, and welcome to being a light worker. You have a glorious light, and everyone wants to see more of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, love you. And let me see if I can go over here to the switchboard. I'm going to grab another call. Area code 631. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Rose. I'm calling from New York, same as you.
New York.
Oh, yes.
I know
I'm
New
on
York.
Long Island. Yeah.
I know New York, New York, New York. Okay.
That's right.
And what would you like for me to pull some cards on? Just let me know.
Well, I got a bunch of things going on. So we'll start with one business that I'm doing. It's real estate, but it's with working with seniors. Getting more into doing that, helping people downsize, and helping the adult children. With I'm taking a couple of courses. It's not just selling their house. It's a little bit more involved.
Yeah, well, that's definitely, you're doing a service that that we all need. And what I'm getting is very similar to what the other caller, what came in there, is you got to keep your balance. Okay, it's saying, keep mindful of, the joy that this work brings you. Be mindful, but just be mindful that you have everything all set up. That you're taking care of yourself both financially and taking good care of yourself and doing all of those things. And what I'm seeing is, because I always like to, be like a GPS.
Right.
That's why people call in. And, that one of the things, to keep this all going is you need to, be mindful and focus on the path that you're on, so that you can free yourself of any obstacles and, be able to kind of, take all that into consideration, also take good care of yourself. And I am getting a card about wonderful news and resources that are coming your way to help you with these plans. That's coming your way. And also be open to, there's someone who can also give you some good advice, some on how to manifest what you do, and it's there. So don't be afraid if you're ever in a situation where you need to ask for help.
Okay. All right, that sounds good.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah. And let me, I'm getting also a message. Um, and I think it might be from your ancestors or the angels or whatever. And, you know, they're telling you that they're with you. So you have a lot of help with this from the other side. They're saying we're helping you. Uh, don't don't be afraid that they're proud of you and everything that you're doing.
Oh, all
So
right.
that's
That's a nice
good.
message. Yeah.
Yeah. So we could always use help from the other side. Thank you
That's
for
for sure.
calling in,
All
and
right. Thank you very much.
keep on creating and manifesting and shining your light.
Thank you. You too.
You're
Appreciate it.
welcome. Oh,
Bye-bye.
my pleasure. Love doing this. Okay, I am gonna I want to look and see what's going on in the chat room. I know we have some more calls. Oh, I see some of my favorite people are in there. Hey, Pamela. Hey, Charlotte. Hey, Jason. You know, so glad that you're here. And I'm seeing Charlotte. You want some energy? Well, okay. Let me give you some energy because you get energy from the calls that we do. So let me see if I can get a message for you. Okay. The message that I'm getting is about you. You got to let go of things that have been holding you back that were in the past, and trust in the present. Trust with the information that's coming through right now. And it's funny that you were saying that you like to tune in when the show is live and get the energy. So I'm getting a call. I'm getting cards and answers that are saying, you know, trust in what's going on in the present, and that your answers are there. And you know, there's a whole thing about synchronicity. That's another card that I'm getting for you. You know what synchronicity is? That's when um, you start to notice that people and situations are coming up in your life, and it's not accidental. And you know, it's helping you. So you're getting. It's almost like, you know, follow the trail of the breadcrumbs. You're not alone, and you know, keep working, keep thinking about that thing that you want to create. So that's for you, Charlotte, because you put in there that you needed the energy. So, and let me go back. Let's see if we can fit in some more calls. So I have my clumsy fingers have to go back to the what's going on in the in the in our switchboard. Now I see a familiar caller, so I'm going to bring him on. I think I see my friend Sean. Hey, Sean. You're
Hi, how
live
are
and
you?
on the air. How you doing? I'm doing good. How you doing? How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, fine, nice and quiet. Yours?
Yeah, I didn't catch that. How was your
Oh,
Thanksgiving?
how was your
Did you have a good
Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was nice and quiet. You know, we had a nice dinner and then walked around the city and, you know, just kind of enjoyed things. So, you know, I guess that's what holidays are for. So, would you want me to pull some cards for you?
Yes, please. And also that I was thinking about Charlotte the other day, so I'll say, Charlotte, we love you.
Charlotte, okay. Sean loves ya. Yeah, she's
I
an
just sent
awesome
her some
lady.
Reiki while I was on hold.
Oh, good, good. Good angel Reiki, I hope. Because that
Yes,
angel
I
Reiki
did.
is powerful. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I do.
I'm sending that we should send a big blast of energy to Charlotte's chakra, the solar chakra, that she can continue to move forward and embrace all the good stuff she's here to do and everything. So here's what I've got for you. Okay, you're at a turning point in your life cycles. You know that? You're moving into an opportunity where you can step into your personal power and start creating. Is there something that you want to create and manifest? Because this is the show to say it on. Because
well, I think when we were talking about this last time I was on with you was my friend Angel, who I had met recently, and you said we could be together, and you said, just let go slowly, and I'm going to let that do that. But it's something I've been wanting for some time.
Well, I think that this is time to, when the time is ready, to have heart-to-heart conversations with her, and maybe even I'm getting go ahead, make a romantic gesture, but
And it's funny because I had a vision of her and one of her colleagues, and I saw them actually as angels, believe it or not, both of them.
Well, we all might be angels. Wouldn't it be interesting that, we're looking outside of ourselves and we're angels, and everyone that we meet is an angel? That it's all there right in front of us.
That is actually her name, and I saw her, but it was an amazing white silhouette. I saw them both, and I could see the wings out. And her friend's name is Alyssa, and they work in the same business together. And they're both very nice people.
Very interesting. I'm getting someone whispering in my ear that says, tell Sean to trust his intuition. Okay? To go within for a lot of the answers that you want. I don't know whether you meditate. I mean, you can do meditation when you're just kind of going about your day. You don't have to just kind of sit there. But it's saying that it's safe to trust your intuition, and all the answers that you need are within you. So I think you might be an angel.
Thank you very much.
We're talking about
my friends call me that too.
Well, we're going to call you Sean Angel now when you call in.
Yeah.
Well, keep on doing it. It's always great when you call into the show. Really, really appreciate your energy when you call in. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Love ya.
Love you too.
Okay, folks. I am going to go now because I'm doing them in order, because all of a sudden we had a lot of people call in, and I got to be mindful of the time. We're at the top of the hour. I am going to go to area code 850. What is your name and where are you calling in from? Hi.
Yay. I'm calling from Florida.
Hi, Florida. How's the weather in Florida?
Well, it's actually not too bad, but it's very rainy and dreary today. It's about 64 degrees out.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what temperature it is up here in New York, but I know it's not 65 degrees. It's a little bit lower than that. So I hope you're enjoying our show. Is there something do you want me to pull some cards for you? Is there something that you want to put out to the universe that you want to do?
Well,
you're live and on the air.
I had a question, if that was okay.
What is your question?
Well, I kind of don't know where to stand or what to do. I am my mother's power of attorney, and my brother lives at my house while my mother's in the nursing home. And then my sister wants to move in there, but my brother won't let her. And so I'm kind of like in the middle. And my sister's like, well, you got power of attorney. I'm like, well, my brother lives there. And it's like, oh, I hate being pulled in the middle because I am in the middle. And it's like, I don't know what to do because my brother does not want to budge, does not want her moving in there. She's homeless. And of course, it's her own fault that she's homeless. But she's also my sister too. And, God tells you to forgive. But then it's like, she's suffering her consequences of her actions too. She's done a lot of people wrong. So it's like, I don't know what to do. And it's making me all really nervous. It's making me nervous,
Okay, let's just see what what's coming through in the cards. So let me just grab this deck over here.
They're both controlling. So it's like, I moved away to get away from it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I was going to say, what do you want to do? Because ultimately, that is the most important thing, is that you take care of yourself.
Yeah, I don't know what to do, to be honest. Part of me says no, she's going to cause all kinds of drama down the line, and she's very vindictive. But the other part of me is like, I think she has reached her low because she actually apologized. So I'm thinking she's hit her low, and God says, do the right thing. So I don't know what the right thing is, because sometimes you don't want to step in the way of God either, of teaching somebody to be grateful. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no.
But I've got a
Well,
kind heart, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's always a hard type of situation, and the fact that you're not alone, you're because the most important thing is that you want to keep a happy home. Here's what I'm getting there. What you need to look into is, there are ways to help her. It's probably not, I'm getting a lot of no's on the whole thing about having her move in. Okay. I mean, you've got to turn her on to resources that are available, that you can't do everything for her. You're already taking care of your brother. And the peaceful solution is, to point her in that direction, and leave it open that you can talk to her and everything like that. But I'm sure there are resources in where you live that can help you. You don't want to get in over your head and do something that is not the best for you. Is that
right? Well,
am I making sense there?
Kinda. Well, my brother lives at my mother's house. I live in Florida. They live in Tennessee. They live in Tennessee. And of course, my sister is homeless, living in her car in Tennessee, and he won't let her move on the property. And of course, I'm all the way in Florida with my mother in a nursing home. And she put me power of attorney, and it's like, I don't know what to do, I could be real mean and like, no, you can't move in, and I'm just, but I mean, she's done plenty of wrong to me, to all of us. But at the same time, I know my mother and father would have helped her too, even though they wouldn't have liked it, but they would have helped her.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting that you don't want to, that could be really stressful for you. And, that probably, I mean, there's ways that you can help her that don't necessarily involve that you don't want to take away her decision and her karma, that she is an adult, and, help her work it out, but I don't think you should take more onto your shoulder. I mean, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting a big no there.
So
Does that make
basically,
sense?
just kind of, yeah. Well, see,
Yeah.
I had the power to let her move in because I'd be acting in my mother's behalf. But my brother lives there, and it's like I don't want to go against his wishes either. So it's almost like I just want to sit back and just let them fight it out, you know?
Yeah. Well, that could be a solution too. You don't want them to fight, but you have to, it sounds like, she needs to be respectful of other people. So that's what I'm getting. Don't stop, helping her with advice and everything. But I think that the other option would be very stressful for both you and your brother. And I'm also getting that you need to start, taking care of yourself, and take a deep breath and, believe in yourself, and you have compassion for a lot of people, but also to have compassion for yourself too. Do
Right.
what's right for yourself. That's what I'm getting, darling.
I
And
sure do appreciate you.
and we're thinking of you, and we're sending angels and love your way. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, folks. Well, it is time that we brought this show to a conclusion for today, and we're running out of time. So I want to remind everyone that I will be back on Sunday, December 10th, same time, same channel, and I'll have some really, like all my shows, I'll have some really nice people for you to meet. You're going to meet Amy Zerner and Monty Farber, and then I will be, taking your calls. So don't forget to call in. Don't forget to listen in. And I just want to remind everyone, I'm Sharonah. I'm your magic mama, and want to leave you with a little bit of magic, okay? And there are two sets of magical words that you can't say these enough. One is I am, because whatever you put after that, you are. But also, if you also include with that, thank you, okay? I am grateful and I am thankful. And what happens is a grateful heart becomes a magnet for miracles, okay? So just go about your day seeing the miracle that it is, and be thankful. Be thankful for each day. And speaking of thank you, I want to thank each one of you, my listeners and dear friends here in this little magical community that we have going on today. I want to thank you for joining me here today, and want to let you know that if no one has told you this, you are loved and you are enough, just the way you are. And do you know the world would not be the same without each one of you? You're absolutely essential to all that is. So please keep shining that wonderful light of yours. And when you can't talk to me, don't forget you can talk to the great universe. You can talk to your inner voice within inside of you. So know that the universe has your back, your energy and your vibrations high. And as I always say on this show, be ready to step into your power and awaken your true magic. So until we meet again, which will be on Sunday, December 10th, I want you to know that I love you all. Special love sending out to Theresa Reed. Love you, Sean. Love you, Charlotte. Love you, Pamela. Love you, Dax. Everyone, Jason, I think you're out there too. And if I didn't get to your name, I love you. And thank you all. And bye, everyone. Thank you.